Hey guys, just setting you up. I'm going to do a little study session. I was wearing shorts earlier and I don't know what happened, but it got flagged or something, so I don't know what the situation was with that. But we're going to do a learning session together, so I'm going to do it for about an hour. So that's the plan right now. So that's a situation. I'm going to actually move you guys a little bit better. So it's going to be a 1 hour study session. So let's do it together. I should have an elastic band, some sort, but this will do. Okay, good luck. I'm going to put on a timer on my thing. For 1 hour. Okay, just started it. And we are going to start. My name is Suki. Thank you if you're new here. And we're going to do 1 hour of studying. And today I'm going to be studying Brian Tracy's The Psychology of Selling because it was brought to my attention. So I'm just going to take notes on the book for 1 hour. So it's 10, so until 11 I'm going to do that today. I don't know what that light is on the thing. Okay, so find it first. Okay. What is that light? Is there a light on the camera or? Hold on, I gotta wipe the camera. 1 second. Is that better? Is there a light on my face? Is it clear? Guess I need to brush my hair. No, there's still a light. It's so weird. Maybe it's just reflecting off of something. Oh well. Okay, anyways. Let us begin our session together. Okay, buddy.
From thousands of companies and from virtually every industry. These ideas really work. My own story. I did not graduate from high school. Instead, as a young man, I went off to see the world. I worked at manual labor jobs for a few years until I had enough money to begin traveling. I worked my way on a Norwegian freighter across the North Atlantic and then traveled by bicycle, bus, truck, and train around Europe, across Africa, and eventually to the Far East. I had never missed a meal, but I did postpone a lot of them indefinitely. When I could no longer find a laboring job, in desperation, I got into sales. It seems that most of the decisions we make in life are similar to backing up in the night and hitting something, and then getting out to see what it was. In this case, for me, it was a sales job. Basic training. I was hired on straight commission, and I got the 3-part sales training program. Here's your cards, here's your brochures, there's the door. Armed with this training, I began my sales career cold calling. knocking on office doors during the day and knocking on residential doors in the evenings. The person who hired me couldn't sell, but he told me that sales is a numbers game. He said that all I had to do was talk to enough people, and eventually I would find someone who would buy. We call this the mud against the wall method of selling. If you throw enough mud against the wall, somewhere, somehow, some of it will stick. This wasn't much, but this was all I had. Then someone told me that sales was really not a numbers game, rather it was a rejection game. The more rejections you collect, the more sales you are likely to get. Equipped with this advice, I ran from place to place so I could get rejected more often. They said that I had the gift of gab, so I used it. But when a person seemed uninterested, I would speak louder and faster. But even though I hurried from prospect to prospect and spoke louder and faster to each person, I was barely holding on by my fingernails. The turning point. After 6 months of struggling, making just enough sales to pay for my single room in a small guest house, I finally did something that changed my life. I went to the most successful guy in our company and I asked him what he was doing differently from me. Now, I wasn't afraid of hard work. I would get up at 5 or 6 in the morning, prepare for the day, and be waiting in the parking lot at 7 a.m. when my first prospects came to work. I worked all day long, going from office to office and company to company. In the evenings, I would knock on residential doors until 9 or 10 at night. If the light was on, I would make the call. The top salesman in my office, who was only a couple of years older than me, had a completely different approach. He would roll into the office about 9 o'clock. A few minutes later, a prospect would come in, and they'd sit and talk. After a few minutes' conversation, the prospect would take out his checkbook and write out a check for the product. The salesman would then go on that morning and make another couple of sales, then have lunch with another prospect. In the afternoon, he would make another couple of sales, and then perhaps have a drink or dinner with another prospect. He was selling 5 and 10 times as much as me, or anyone else in our office, and he hardly seemed to be working at all. Training makes the difference. It turned out that he had worked for a Fortune 500 company when he was younger. That company had spent 16 months training him intensively in the process of professional selling. With those skills, he could then go to work for any company or industry and sell any product or service in virtually any market. Because he knew how to sell, he could sell circles around people like me, even though he was working half the time or less. This discovery changed my life. When I asked him what he was doing differently, he said, well, show me your sales presentation and I'll critique it for you. That was my first problem. I had no idea what a sales presentation looked like. I had heard that there was such a thing, but I had never seen one myself. I said, you show me yours and I'll show you mine. He was patient and polite, and he said, okay, here's a basic sales presentation from beginning to end. He then walked me step by step through a sales presentation for our product. Instead of using a speech or clever one-liners to get attention or to overcome resistance, he asked a series of logical questions, from general to specific, that were ideally suited to a genuine prospect. At the end of the series of questions, it had become perfectly clear to the prospect that he could use and benefit from our product. The final question was simply to close the sale. Take action immediately. Well, I wrote everything down. Fortified with this new approach to selling, I went out and started calling on prospects once more. But this time, instead of talking, I asked questions. Rather than trying to overwhelm the prospect with features and benefits of my product, I focused on learning about the prospect's situation and how I could best help him or her. With this new method, my sales went up. Then I learned about books on selling. I had no idea that some of the best salespeople in the world had written some of the best ideas on selling in books. I began reading everything I could find on selling, spending the first 2 hours of every day studying and taking notes. Next, I learned about audio learning. It changed my life. I began to listen hour after hour to audio programs as I walked from office to office. I listened to them in the morning. I listened to them in the evening. I rehearsed and practiced the best sentences and phrases from the best salespeople until I could recite them in my sleep. And my sales went up and up. Then I discovered sales seminars. I thought I died and gone to heaven. I had no idea how much you could learn from a sales seminar. I began to take every seminar and course I could find, even if I had to travel long distances, which I did, and which I could eventually afford to do. And my sales continued to increase. Moving to management. My sales were so high that my company made me a sales manager. They said, whatever you're smoking, find some people who want to get into sales and share it with you. I began to recruit salespeople off the street and through newspaper ads. I showed them my methodology and process of selling. They walked out the door and began making sales immediately. Today, many of them are millionaires and multimillionaires. Be the best. The simple idea that changed my life was the discovery of the law of cause and effect. What this law says is that there is a cause for every effect, that everything happens for a reason. Success is not an accident. Failure is not an accident either. In fact, success is predictable. It leaves tracks. Here's a great rule. If you do what other successful people do over and over again, nothing in the world can stop you from eventually getting the same results that they do. And if you don't, nothing can help you. Remember that everyone in the top 10% in sales today started in the bottom 10%. All who are doing well today were once doing poorly. Everyone at the front of the line of life started at the back of the line. And in every case, what these top people did was to learn from the experts. They discovered what other top people were doing to be successful, and they did the same things themselves again and again until they got the same results. And so can you. Use what you learn. Sometimes I ask my sales audiences, what is the most popular piece of home exercise equipment in America? After a little hesitation, I tell them it's the treadmill. Americans spend more than $1 billion on treadmills every single year. Then I ask a second question. If you buy a treadmill and take it home, what will determine how much benefit you get from that treadmill? They answer, the benefit you get will depend on how often you use it and how long you use it each time. Here's my point. There's no question about whether or not the treadmill will give you the results you seek. That's already been established. Everyone knows that if you use it regularly and for an extended period of time, you will definitely get health benefits. The strategies and techniques you will learn in this book are very much like a treadmill. There's no question about whether or not they work. They are used by all the highest paid salespeople in every industry worldwide. They are tested and proven. The more you use these methods, the better you will get at them, and the better and faster results you'll achieve. By practicing what you learn in this program, you will move into the top 10% of sales professionals in your field and become one of the highest paid people in the world. Is this a good goal for us to achieve together? If you feel it is, let's get started. Remember what Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Chapter 1, the inner side of society. Robert Collier wrote, visualize this thing that you want. See it, feel it, believe in it. Make your mental blueprint and begin to build. Nothing happens until a sale takes place. Salespeople are some of the most important people in our society. Without sales, our entire society would come to a grinding halt. The only real creators of wealth in our society are businesses. Businesses produce all products and services. Businesses create all profits and wealth. Businesses pay all salaries and benefits. The health of the business community in their city, state, or nation is the key determinant of the quality of life and standard of living of the people in that geographical area. You are important. Salespeople are the most vital people in any business. Without sales, the biggest and sophisticated companies shut down. Sales are the spark plug in the engine of free enterprise. There's a direct relationship between the success of the sales community and the success of the entire country. The more vibrant the level of sales, the more successful and profitable is that industry or area. Salespeople pay for all the schools, hospitals, private and public charities, libraries, parks, and all good things that are vital to our standard of living. Salespeople, through their sales and the profits and taxes created by successful companies, pay for government at all levels, for all welfare, unemployment insurance, Social Security, Medicare, and other benefits. Salespeople are essential to our way of life. Salespeople are the movers and shakers. President Calvin Coolidge once said, the business of America is business. If you strip down the major newspapers like the Wall Street Journal and Investors Business Daily, and the major business magazines such as Forbes, Fortune, Business Week, Inc., Business 2.0, Wired, and Fast Company, almost everything they write about has something to do with sales. All of our financial markets, including the prices of stocks, bonds, and commodities, as well as current interest rates, have to do with sales. As a professional salesperson, you are a mover and shaker in our society. The only question is, how well do you sell? For many years, sales was considered to be a second-rate occupation. Many people were embarrassed to tell others that they were in sales. There was a general bias against salespeople. Recently, the president of a Fortune 500 company told a journalist, around here, we consider sales to be the sleazy side of our business. The best companies. This attitude is changing quickly. Today, the very best companies have the very best salespeople. The second best companies have the second best salespeople. The third best companies are on their way out of business. The most successful organizations in the world are all superb selling organizations. Hundreds of universities now offer courses in professional selling, a great change from a few years ago. Many young people are coming out of college and immediately seeking positions in sales with large companies. More CEOs of Fortune 500 companies have come up through the ranks from sales than from any other part of the company. The most powerful businesswoman in America at one time was Carly Fiorina, president and CEO of Hewlett Packard. After obtaining a degree in medieval history from Stanford, she went to work at AT&T in sales and worked her way up. Pat McCullough, who was once the president of Xerox, also worked her way up from sales. Many of the top companies in the world are headed by former salespeople. High income and job security. You can be proud to be a sales professional. Your ability to sell can give you a high income and lifelong job security. No matter how many changes take place in the economy, there will always be a need for top salespeople. Regardless of how many companies and industries become obsolete or just go out of business, good salespeople will always be in high demand. By becoming excellent in sales, you can accomplish any financial goal you set for yourself. 74% of self-made millionaires in America are entrepreneurs, people who started and built their own businesses. They get an idea for a product that no one else is offering, or which they feel they can offer better than the competition, and they start their own business. And among entrepreneurs, the single most important skill for success is the ability to sell. Every other skill can be hired away from somewhere else, but the ability to sell is the key factor determining a company's success or failure. 5% of self-made millionaires in America are salespeople who have worked for other companies all their lives. Salespeople today are some of the highest paid people in America, often earning more than doctors, lawyers, architects, and persons with extensive academic degrees. Sales is a gainful profession. In sales, there's no ceiling on your income. If you're properly trained, are skilled, and are selling the right product in the right market, there's no limit to the amount of money you can make. Selling is the only field in our society where you can start with little skill or training, come from any background, and be making a great living in a matter of 3 to 12 months. The 80-20 rule in selling. When I started selling, someone told me about the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. He said the top 20% of salespeople make 80% of the money, and the bottom 80% only make 20% of the money. Wow, I was young, and this was a real eye-opener for me. So I made a decision right then that I was going to be in the top 20%. Later I learned that this was one of the most momentous decisions and turning points of my life. Again, the top 20% of salespeople make 80% of the sales and 80% of the money. The bottom 80% of salespeople only make 20%. Your mission is to decide to join the top 20% and then to learn how to get there. The Pareto principle also applies to the top 20% of salespeople. It says that the top 20% of the top 20%, which equals the top 4%, earn 80% of the money in the top 20% of salespeople. Wow. In every large sales force, 4 to 5 people out of 100 make as many sales and earn as much money as all the rest put together. Never worry about money. There's a very good reason to get into the top 20% and then later into the top 4%. You'll never have to worry about money again or fret about job security. You'll never lose sleep over employment. The people in the top 20% or better are some of the happiest people in our society. On the other hand, the people in the bottom 80% are worried about money. One of the great tragedies of our society, the most affluent in human history, is that the majority of people worry about money most of the time. They get up in the morning thinking about their money problems. They think about how little money they have all day long. When they come home at night, they talk and often argue about money and how much everything costs. This is not a good way to live. Top people earn vastly more. The people in the top 20% on average earn 16 times the average income of the people in the bottom 80%. Those in the top 4% earn on average 16 times that of the folks in the top 20%. This is astonishing. A large American insurance company tested this 80-20 rule some years ago with their several thousand agents nationwide. They discovered that they had individual agents throughout the country who alone were selling and earning more than 20 to 30 other full-time trained professional agents, even though they were all selling the same products to the same people at the same prices out of the same offices and under the same competitive conditions. In the same year, I addressed 2 elite sales groups in 2 different industries. The people in these industries had all started off on the street, battling for dollars out of the newspaper or the yellow pages. They all worked on straight commission, one sale at a time. But the average yearly income of the salespeople in these elite groups was $33,000 and $850,000. Some of the top people in these groups earn several $1 million a year on straight commission. Your goal must therefore be to get into the top 20%, and then the top 10%, the top 5%, the top 4%, and so on. The purpose of this program is to get you there. It is to take you from wherever you are today to wherever you want to go in the future. It is to make you one of the highest paid people in your industry. The winning edge. If the top 20% of salespeople in an industry earn 80% of the money, and the top 20% of companies in an industry earn 80% of the profits, what are the distinguishing factors of these individuals and organizations that make such an incredible difference possible? The conclusion is that they have developed the winning edge in their fields. This winning edge concept is one of the most important management and sales ideas of the 21st century. This principle says small differences in ability can lead to enormous differences in results. The difference between the top performers and the average or mediocre performers is not a huge difference in talent or ability. Often, it is just a few small things done consistently and well over and over again. Win by a nose. For example, if a horse runs in a race and wins by a nose, it wins 10 times the prize money of the horse that loses by a nose. Here's the question. Is the horse that wins by a nose 10 times faster than the horse that loses by a nose? Is it 10% faster? No, it's only a nose faster. But that translates into 1,000% difference in prize money. If a salesperson gets the sale in a competitive market, does it mean that he or she is 10 times better than the salesperson who lost the sale? Of course not. Sometimes it's only a small technicality that causes the customer to buy from one person rather than another. The fact is, the salesperson who wins the sale may be only a nose better than the one who loses it. Salespeople have a disadvantage over horses. There are no consolation prizes. If a horse comes in second or third, he still comes in money. But in selling, it is a winner-take-all transaction. The salesperson who loses the sale gets nothing, no matter how many hours he or she gets invested in developing the sale. Become a little bit better. In selling, you only have to be a little bit better and different in each of the key result areas of selling for you to accumulate into an extraordinary difference in income. A small increment of skill or ability, just 3 or 4%, can give you the winning edge. It can put you in the top 20% and then the top 10%. Once you develop this small lead, like compound interest, it continues to grow. At first, you move slightly ahead of the crowd. As you use your additional skills, you get better and better at them. The better you become, the better results you get. You soon begin to pull ahead of the crowd by a larger and larger margin. In a few years or even a few months, you can be earning 5 or 10 times as much as others who are still performing at average levels. Characteristics of top salespeople. There are certain characteristics that separate successful salespeople from average salespeople. These qualities have been identified over the years through interviews, surveys, and exhaustive research. We also know 2 things. First, no one is born with these qualities. Second, all of these qualities are learnable through practice. You can develop the characteristics that will virtually guarantee an extraordinary quality of life for yourself. It was once believed that people were successful because they came from the right families, had the right educations, developed the right contacts, and got good grades in school, and other measurable factors. But then the researchers discovered that there were people who started with none of these advantages, yet ended up at the top of their professions. Starting from nothing. One of the best proofs of this is the number of new immigrants who arrive in this country with no money, no contacts, no school or university background, limited English skills, and an unbelievable disadvantage. Somehow, in a few years, they have overcome every single difficulty and have become leaders in their field. In my seminars, I continue to meet men and women from all over the world who came to this country with nothing and who are now top salespeople, highly paid, and even self-made millionaires. In every case, the reasons have more to do with what is going on inside of them than what is going on outside. Success is mental. It is what goes on inside the mind of the salesperson that makes all the difference. Some years ago, Harvard University did a study of 16,000 salespeople and found that the basic qualities that determine success or failure in selling were all mental. If a person has certain qualities, he or she will succeed, holding constant for everything else. If you develop these psychological qualities, they then form the foundation for your own personal sales success. If you want to know how tall a building is going to be, you look at how deep they dig the foundation for that building. The deeper the foundation, the taller the building. In the same way, the deeper your foundation of knowledge and skill, the greater the life that you will be able to build. Once you have built your foundation and have become absolutely excellent at selling, you can go anywhere and write your own ticket. And you can always build your foundation deeper. Use more of your potential. The average salesperson uses only a small percentage of his potential for effectiveness in selling. It's estimated that the average person in general never uses more than about 10% of his potential. What this means is that each person has at least 90% or more potential left untapped. It is when you learn how to unlock this additional 90% of your own potential that you move yourself into the income categories of the highest earners. Of the leaders. If your goal is to be in the top 10% of salespeople in your field, the first thing you do is you find out who is already in the top 10%. Instead of following the followers, the average performers in your business, follow the leaders. Compare yourself to the top people. Remember, no one's better than you and no one's smarter than you. If someone is doing better than you, it just means that he or she has discovered the cause and effect relationships in selling success before you have. British philosopher Bertrand Russell once said, the very proof that something can be done is that someone else has already done it. This means that if someone else is earning 5 and 10 times as much as you, this is evidence that you can earn the same amount of money if you simply learn how. Remember, everyone starts at the bottom and works his way up. If someone else is doing better than you, find out how he got from the bottom to where he is today. Sometimes the very best way to find this out is to go and ask him. He will probably tell you. Top people are usually willing to help other people who want to succeed. Your master program. The most noteworthy breakthrough in psychology and human performance in the 20th century was the discovery of the self-concept. Your self-concept is the bundle of beliefs that you have about yourself. It's the way you see yourself and think about yourself in every area of your life. Self-concept is the master program of your subconscious computer. It's like an operating system that determines everything you say, think, feel, and do. Now, there's a direct relationship between your self-concept, on the one hand, and your performance and effectiveness on the other. You always perform on the outside in the manner consistent with your self-concept. All change, improvement in your life begins when you alter and improve your self-concept, your inner programming. Now, not only do you have an overall self-concept that determines how you think and feel generally about yourself, your life, and other people, but you also have a series of mini self-concepts. These are little self-concepts that determine your effectiveness and performance in each area of your life, from riding a bicycle to making a speech. Your self-concept in selling. For example, in selling, you have a self-concept with regard to yourself and prospecting. If you have a high positive self-concept, then prospecting is no problem for you. You get up in the morning eager to call on new people. You are competent and confident in the area of prospecting, so your sales pipeline is always full. If you have a poor self-concept with regard to prospecting, you will approach prospecting with fear and anxiety. You will avoid it whenever possible. The very idea of prospecting will make you tense and uneasy. You will do as little of it as possible and continue to look for ways to avoid the activity. This is true in every other area of selling as well. What determines your income? Every salespeople already has a self-concept for the amount of money that he or she earns. Psychologists have found that you can never earn 10% more or less than your self-concept level of income. If you earn 10% more than you think you are entitled to, you will immediately engage in compensating behaviors to get rid of the money. If you have a great month and earn more than you had expected, you will have an irresistible urge to spend it on dinners, travel, clothes, or something else. It will burn a hole in your pocket. If you earn 10% or more below your self-concept level of income, you will engage in scrambling behaviors. You will start thinking about working longer, harder, smarter, better, in order to get your income back up into your comfort zone. Once you get into your comfort zone, you will relax and breathe a deep sigh of relief. Change your comfort zone. The way you can increase your sales income is by expanding your comfort zone with regard to the amount you earn. Some people have a comfort zone of $50,000 a year. At that level, they relax and coast. Others have a comfort zone of $100,000 a year. This is the level that they strive toward, and they only relax when they hit that target. Here is the cosmic joke. There's usually very little difference in talent between the person who earns $50,000 a year and the person who earns $100,000 per year. The only difference is that one has settled at a lower level, while the other has refused to settle for less than $100,000 per year. Reset your financial thermostat. You can never earn more on the outside than you can on the inside. It's almost as if you have an income thermostat that determines your financial temperature. As you know, when a thermostat is set at a certain temperature, it will continually adjust the heating and cooling to keep the room at that temperature. In the same way, if you see yourself as a 50,000.
Break time, break time, break time, break time. Okay, it's break time. What, is someone typing me? I'm gonna go get some water on my 2-minute break. But I saw someone was saying something. So I just woke up and going to work. Hi Suki, hope things are going good with you. Hey Josh. Hi Awasi. Hi you. Hey Josh. Hi Awasi. Hi Pritz. Hey Rashad. I'm gonna go take a 5-minute break. I hope you guys are having a great day. And I'm sending you love, but I will be back. I'm gonna go get some water, and I don't know where this came from, but I'm gonna go get some water, and I will be back. I'm doing well. I just basically had really bad allergies for the last 3 weeks. Super bad, actually, where I couldn't even breathe. And I was coughing a lot, and sneezing a lot, so I've kind of been off the radar for 3 weeks. I'm feeling a little bit better today, but still not fully better. But I appreciate the concern. I need to start working out and get back into it soon. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go take a break. I'll be back in a few minutes. My water glass. Bottom of my hair and you can't tell. Maybe I need to cut like this much more off the bottom. Okay, 32. How many seconds left of the break? 1 minute left. Oh, can't wait for a bath. Don't mind my yawning. I think I'm going to start my exercise program tomorrow so I can get rid of this inflammation of the face. Okay, a minute left of our break. What can I do for my break? Okay, let's go on Instagram. Let's see. Let's go to Gmail. Let's go to Google. A little bit. Queen. Oh, it's gone back down. Okay. Let's see what Michael Beckwith is saying about everything. Time to go back. Okay, let's start.
$1 a year person, you will continually engage in behaviors that keep your income at $50,000. In my seminars and in my work for corporations, I constantly run into this strange phenomenon. A salesperson will set a goal to earn $50,000 or $60,000 in the course of the year. But then he has a great year and hits the $50,000 mark by the end of September. Suddenly, for some reason, the sales dry up. He stops selling for the rest of the year. He cannot seem to get himself motivated, no matter how good the market is for his product. He spins his wheels until December 31st. Then, on January 1st or 2nd, he's out of the gate like a horse at a horse race and selling again. In every case, it's his self-concept. Sometimes people set a goal to earn a certain amount of money in a particular month. But if they have a great month and they earn their self-concept amount by the middle of the month, they stop selling for the next 2 weeks. They can hardly wait until the first of the month so they can psychologically get themselves back into selling. This is quite common. Break free of the past. Many people hold themselves back because they think that it's not right for them to earn more than their fathers. Time and time again, I've seen salespeople who plateau at a certain income level because that's the highest amount that their fathers ever earned. At an unconscious level, they have decided that they do not earn more than that amount. And this becomes true for them. In an extreme case, I saw a young man move from the farm into the city and got a job selling satellite dishes to farmers. This salesman came from a poor background and had never earned very much money. But the harvest was good that year, and the farmers were buying $5,000 satellite dishes with both hands. He began making money faster than he had ever dreamed in his life. But the experience of making so much money so quickly was so traumatic for him that after a couple of sales at the beginning of the week, he would actually go home, turn off all the lights in his small apartment, crawl under the covers in his bed, and lie there in the dark with his heart pounding. He was so far out of his self-concept range of income that the stress was overwhelming him. Change your mind. To increase your income, you must achieve your financial goals in your mind before you can ever achieve them in your reality. Your aim should be to increase your self-concept level of income bit by bit until you think, see, and feel yourself as a higher income earner. Imagine yourself as if you were already the kind of person you want to be, earning the kind of money you want to earn. Look at other people who are earning more money than you and imagine that you are exactly like them. Suppose that you are already financially independent. Picture yourself having all the money you will ever need and only making sales calls because you enjoy meeting new people. This calm, confident, relaxed attitude, as if you were already a wealthy person, will help you to perform at your